Hello everybody, and in our avalanche series that we are creating, we need to fix something with our buttons. And with all these buttons, there's one common error of all of them, which is that if I were to die, and then one of my body parts were to roll onto this button right here, it would give me a jump boost. But that wouldn't really matter much because my stats would be reset when I respawn. But if I were to hit this button after I die, then it would create this block right here, even though I'm dead, which we don't really want that. So we're gonna fix that. The other thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna add some more of these green buttons because it's just gonna make the game more fun. Let's start with making it so that when we are dead, we do not activate a button. So click on one of your things, and then go open up the script. And then pretty much here's what we're gonna do. If part.parent.humanoids.health. Equals 0, then return equals 0, because for this we're not setting a player's health to 0. We're actually going to see if the player's health equals 0, which is why we put 2 equal signs. And return pretty much just ends this entire function, so that we're not doing the function. And yeah, so I'm just going to copy that, and then unfortunately there's nothing we can really do other than just copy and paste this if statement to the beginning of everything. So open up all your stuff and then just do that. So, okay. Once you finish doing everything, doing all of that, now if we were to die and then hit one of these, you'd notice that we don't actually activate it. So we go from one of these balls, so you have to go from one of these buttons, and then, oh yeah, I forgot, we won't be able to tell when we hit the speed boost because it doesn't actually affect it. It doesn't actually, like, if we were to hit the speed boost, we wouldn't be able to tell if we actually hit it or not. So we're gonna need to get hit by that. And you can see, even though I did touch that green button right there when I was dead, I did not activate it, which is exactly what we want. So that's one of the things that we're fixing. And number 2, we're just gonna add some more of these green buttons. So it's actually pretty simple. Step 1 is to duplicate it. I did not duplicate right there. There we go. So duplicate it and then put it where you want them to go. So say I want mine to go right here. And then just add another to the other side too. Okay. So once you've done that, if we were to do that though, if we just left it like this, then when we hit these green buttons, it would make this block appear, even though that wouldn't really matter. So I'm going to create blocks just for these buttons, which is pretty simple. Just add a wedge, shape it however you want, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that it's anchored like that. So just make it exactly how you want. I'm just gonna make it, alright. You can skip forward if you want, but I'm just gonna put this in. So if you want to follow what I'm doing exactly, then you can if you want to. So now I have, okay, now I have these created. I have my blocks that I want to use. And then pretty much what we're going to do is first I'm going to tidy up our Explorer tab by closing all of these. Okay, so find your wedges. Find the correct ones, of course. And then pretty much see these are my two. Then all you're gonna have to do is what you're gonna have to do is rename this to blocker 2 and this to blocker 3. Then open up this one or whichever one's before blocker 1. For some reason the script's in here twice. I don't know why that is. But pretty much you're gonna get the one that's in front of your blocking pad that is behind the blocker 2, and then you're just gonna change. You're gonna find the correct part, block 1, and you're pretty much just gonna change this to blocker 2. And then you don't need to change all the variables, but it just makes things a bit neater and a bit easier to tell what it is. So I'm just going to change everything to block 2. So pretty much just do what I just did. Change it all the times when we say block 1 to say block 2. And then do the exact same thing with your other. Wait, I'm going to have to close some of these scripts. There's way too many. Okay. And then do the exact same thing with your other pads. This one, delete one of them because for some reason I left in 2. And then just do blocker 3 right there. And just change all of these to block 3. And then from there, now we're gonna find our snowball. Remember, it's in server storage, and then snowball. Open up that script, and then Control C, Control V, and then blocker 2, blocker 3. That way, whenever a snowball collides with the blocks, they'll break, or they'll destroy themselves. And then, to finish everything off, transparency 1, transparency to 1, can glide off, transparency to 1, can glide off, and make sure that they're both anchored, which they are, and button. So it's actually pretty simple. We didn't have to actually write any scripts or anything. We really just had to, well, do that, and it worked. And hopefully, you can see that it did work. It did indeed work. Although I just noticed, you can see how this went fully transparent again, and I know exactly the reason, and that's because for some reason I left in 2 scripts instead of just 1, so just delete one of the scripts. I don't know at what point I don't know at what point it was that I deleted that I duplicated the script, but yeah, make sure that there's only 1 script, that way there's not double the effects. And then yeah, we've improved our blocks, or we've added more blocks, and we've also made it so that if you were to farm this while you were dead, you would not get the effects as if you were alive. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.